Wild. Well, it's great to meet you. Thank you for taking a minute out today. I appreciate it.
But of course, it's nice to meet you too.
So, where are you located on the planet?
I'm in Brooklyn, Dickens Park right now, and I'm at my partner's, but usually I'm down there off the Q train right by Prospect Park because
Okay.
I need the green in my heart.
I love it.
Mhm.
My dad was born in Brooklyn. I'm in Kansas City. So he was born in Brooklyn, raised in Long Island. He got in the military to see the world and got stationed at Richards Gebaur in Kansas City, fell in
Yeah.
love, and here we are. But all of it, I
Um,
still remember all the old Brooklyn stories of, when they went to Ebbets Field and when they moved to LA. So,
yes,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah, that he didn't tell me that story until late in life. It was a real dark tale because Brooklyn was destroyed over them leaving. And I guess they used to, I think Finney was the guy that orchestrated the deal. They used to put together dummies and like drag him along the road. They were so upset about it. Yeah, it was bad. Yeah. And
Okay.
just had a big LA painted on the doll and they were really upset. And I don't blame them. I mean, Ebbets Field, are you kidding? There's no more iconic of a stadium or a notion in all of
Hmm.
sports, and what a great neighborhood feel they had. And,
Yeah.
Roy Campanella and all those guys, it was like, it was
Mm.
heartbreaking. But at any rate, but
Yeah, no, I like those little the actual backstories because I
yeah,
came here 7 years ago and like white sheet of paper, blank,
yeah.
novice. I love knowing about it.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah, absolutely. Well, before we get into searching for beauty, I want to begin with 5 years ago, this pandemic was doing so much to all of us, wiped away itineraries, changed everything forever. How did you survive the pandemic, and how has that influenced your creativity now in 2025?
That's a very good question. I did not. No. That's such a good question. I wish I had a good answer directly. Off the top of my head, well, first, I guess one of the defining things I felt through that is I wanted to be here. And international students back then, I graduated right into the pandemic, right? 5 years ago. So um I didn't get any stimuli.
Yeah,
I didn't get any help. I didn't get any from my country either because I wasn't there. So I got zero financial help on any level. I couldn't get any of the unemployment, blah, 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 none of that because I was neither here nor there. But I still made the decision of staying here. Um, because when I got here about 7 years ago, I felt home and more than I did in Germany, work-wise anyways. Music-wise, I always felt home, did not feel home in Germany entirely. There are some specks of roots, but it's so aerial, if so to speak. The roots is just it's not grounded ever because it just didn't quite click enough. And I'm so grateful for everything I got there. But yeah, I think that's the main thing that I got in that moment. And then I stayed here, like no matter what, basically,
yeah.
which is insane because it was insane. I mean, all the protests were going on literally on my street corner, and there were cars being burned down. And um, yeah, I saw two shootings while I was living there. One on the right on the corner of where I was standing,
Wow.
where we lived. Um, yeah. So pandemic, I think I felt the main thing was disillusionment
Yeah,
of people being intolerant, incredibly intolerant to other people's opinions and feelings. And making to me there was a lot of we talk about doing things for solidarity, but the real spirit of solidarity was not felt to me as much because there was so much hate speech, so much division,
yeah.
and people succumb to it so easily. That shocked me. Um, and I'm not a naive person. I know that there are bad people out there, but I was pretty shocked by how much of that was going on on a small scale of not even being open to conversation,
Yeah.
of people not helping each other out, or right. But then there was the other side of people actually coming together and everyone agreeing on what we really need. that I love, everyone I love. But around, yeah, that people felt so everything became discombobulated, right? And I thought, okay, it's gonna go back to something. But people say it went back to, I don't think we went back, we went somewhere else. That's what I think.
Yeah,
I think there are some needs that will always be there.
yeah,
Um, but but the needs that I thought were more universal are not so universal after all, I guess.
yeah,
You know? And that, yeah, that was interesting. That was pretty, yeah, it was very interesting. Like music, arts, nature, going back out there. Instead, people needed other things very much, and the social component, of course. Yeah, everyone was missing that, and I think we can all agree on that. But in which way, or that there was very little softness, tenderness, and understanding as a get-go. Does that make sense?
yeah. It 100% makes sense. I think it was a
Right?
real
Like less
mirror.
than I was expecting. It wasn't
Yeah,
like everyone's mean and horrible. No, no, not like
right.
that. But
No,
like
I get
in
it.
the world as a total, I was like,
Yeah. It's wild. Yeah, I agree. And I think it was a real moment for humanity to put the mirror up in front of ourselves. And there was a lot of beauty,
uh-huh,
but there was a lot of ugly. And
uh-huh,
there was so many things that were strange. So let's talk a little bit about searching for
mhm.
beauty. What was kind of, and this project is a real evolution. But in your words, how does it feel? How did this project feel to be able to put together?
Um, an honor. I still I breathe music. It's always been like that. I wanted to do something else in life. I used to be a dancer for 11 years, every day. And then, of course, I realized that has even less of a future than music, especially because of the very limited future.
Yeah,
Or you do something else. And I had grown up with music, always did, because my dad's a musician. I just had to do it. Um, and the feeling of being able to put something out that I can actually stand behind. And oh, there's so many compromises, and I can get so dark in what I do and how bad I am, and blah 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 blah, imposter. We wait. I think every morning, a friend of mine explained it beautifully because he said, every morning that I'm not found out is a good day. Isn't that a lovely? It's so positive. It's so half glass, glass half full, but it just describes that we all have it. I
hmm,
think in every area of the arts, if you're not self-critical, you also are not going to strive to be better. So it's a two-edged sword.
yeah,
It's a beautiful thing too, but it sucks.
right,
It makes us better. So I think the evolution of being able to put something out with the people, especially with people that I love playing with, is so amazing.
yeah.
I have some of the people I love with playing most in the world on this album. And I just had the CD release concert 2 days ago, and it was one of the funnest moments. So great. I can just lean back into a magic carpet, you know?
Yeah.
Um, and I think the music is an accumulation from many years. And now I'm done writing the next album already, which is going to be recorded next spring. Um, and it just had to come out. It's a little bit like childbirth that lasted, many years. And now finally, I love the child, right? But it needs to leave me
Yeah. Yeah.
a little bit like that. And then
Yeah.
there's like a hatred moment because you just can't listen to it anymore. And then I'm surrendering and giving in to this being out there again. And I think it just shifts. It's just normal. It feels part of the process, and I'm incredibly grateful.
So how did this journey begin for you? Take me back to where you were born and raised. How did you fall in love with music?
Um, my dad's a musician, as I said. I grew up around it. My neighbors were string players too. um, Old music in Cologne. Incredibly kind people. So I grew up, when I was falling asleep, I heard my dad practicing. Or he was taking his saxophone apart to fix something because his dad was a watchmaker, so he loves that. The whole bed was full, much to my mom's dismay, of course. The whole saxophone of pieces. And I would hear it, or he would like make food and listen to like I don't know, Quincy Jones when he was cooking and whatever. And listening to a lot of big band music, a lot of Brazilian music, a lot of South American. Um, traditional music. And I just kind of grew up with it. And I always loved it. I Yeah, I learned all the music by heart right when before you even can speak the language. I spoke, fake English. I have recordings of my mom in the bathtub, me sitting there on a cassette, speaking, singing all Michael Jackson tunes when I was, I think, 5 or 4, like humming already because I liked Michael Jackson for whatever reason so much. And I'm speaking English, but it's not a single word of English, right?
Right.
Um, yeah, and then it became part of the movement part because of dance, and my whole body breathes music. I love it, just love it. And I had to give into it. I wanted to do something proper because my dad's already a musician, my mom's a psychotherapist, and I was super interested in psychology always. So I wanted to study psychology because I also was interested in chemistry in the mind. And I had my subjects I chose at school, my favorite ones. You have to choose two primary subjects were chemistry and math. So I love that, super nerdy. So I thought, I'll do a job of that because it makes sense. Most of my family is actually in sciences, biochemistry and physics and engineering and whatever, and psychology. It's like, okay, that's cool. I'll do that. It just didn't work out.
Yeah.
I wanted to do it. It just, no, no, you know, wanted
Yeah.
to make my parents proud. I failed. No, I'm kidding. They're very proud. They're very happy. Um, that's how that happened. So yeah, I grew up in Cologne. I was born in Heidelberg, where my mom met my dad. Then my dad went to study music in Cologne. My mom got a job there. We moved there when I was 1 year old. I visited Argentina a bunch, but never enough. And grew up speaking Spanish and German. So my dad spoke Spanish, my mom spoke German. Until my dad acclimated even more, and he sadly stopped speaking as much Spanish, which is sad because my brother is 8 years younger, so he didn't quite get the same um, natural input of Spanish that I did. And yeah, went from there. It went
So
from there.
was it always your dream to come to America to pursue your career?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, let's put it this way. No, I would be lying. It's not as concrete as America, but that's where it leads
Yeah.
because my dream was to work with the best. I'm very perfectionist, um, but just to the point where something feels good, and then I know I arrived
Yeah.
at something. Never arrive, but I arrived at a moment of, oh, now I can enjoy a moment, then you strive for more. But I wanted to work with the best because I know that's where I learn the most. So same in Germany, there are some people I love playing with, but those are often the people who are, on the top of the scene. And it was already like that when I was young. So I just wanted to get good enough to play with them, to then learn, to be worthy, to not mess up their day.
Yeah.
And then I would learn at light speed, and every time I do, that helped me. So that's why I came here. The best are here. Well, some of the best.
Right.
And
Yeah.
if they're not here, they will pass through here
Yeah.
sometime.
Yeah.
That's the nice part.
So let me ask you this. In the realm of live music, what was the first live show you saw in America that blew you away?
Oh, it's so hard. I mean, I saw Larry Grenadier, the Gleaner.
Yeah.
Gleaner's the Gleaner. I'm super bad with names, but it's, the beautiful tree on the cover. I saw the solo album. I love that at the Zuricher Gallery, or is it here, Zuricher? In the West Village. That was amazing. But
Yeah.
I think I mean, I saw so many concerts, I barely slept. I was biked. I have this memory of in the beginning, another friend of mine who I already knew from back home. He's Danish, bass player, wonderful person. We always biked from Manhattan School down because I'm an avid biker, and he always biked one way with me. So we biked to the concerts, and we just never slept. Like school concert, homework, school concert, like jam session, concert. So I think I forgot most of. There was I think the other one is Chris Potter at 55 bar,
Yeah.
and he played with. I can tell you, we played with, but I just that was some of the best feeling and vibe also because it's 55. Oh yeah, it was Adam Rogers, Nate Wood. And who else was it? Nate Wood. I wrote it down because, of course, I bootlegged the concert. Oh, yeah, Chris Morrissey and David Binney.
Yeah.
It was Chris Morrissey, David Binney, yeah, Nate Wood, and Adam Rodgers, and Chris Potter. That was, yeah, no, the energy in
Y-
the room. Everyone was
Yeah.
packed. You know, 55 bar,
Yeah. Oh,
right?
yeah. I've never been there, but I hear about it all the
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, you go in, it's like a vortex. We were able to sing there every month because Theo, I think Theo organized it through MSM, like the vocal blah, blah, blah. But yeah, there was this concert and everyone's like
Yeah.
sucked into it. It was so good. Beautiful energy.
That's amazing. So let me ask you this. What gets you up every day? What do you look forward to the most being a professional musician? What do you like the best about it?
Oh no, the internet.
Uh-oh. Did it get sketchy?
Come back to me. Okay.
Okay. So,
It's like, come back to
yeah,
me.
come on back, please. So, what do you like the best about being a professional musician? What gets you up every day?
Sound. The natural feeling of how but there's a possibility of creating a moment where everything comes together.
Let me ask you this. If anybody wants to catch you live, get a copy of Searching for Beauty, where's the best place to go?
I think the jazz gallery is often a good spot.
Okay.
Apart from that, I might be playing at Joe's Pop soon. I'm going to be out of town a little bit. I'm going to Ecuador. I'll play a few small things, but I'm definitely bringing some albums to Ecuador when I go next week. And it really depends. I have a bunch of smaller gigs, and now I have to book again. I'm talking to a booking agent too, because I just cannot do it all alone.
Yeah.
Or I don't want to. I want to because I had a spring tour in Switzerland, Germany, and Denmark. And it was amazing, beautiful musicians. They made it so easy, but as a band leader, I'm sure it is just so much more work
Yeah.
that it is worth it to me to delegate that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, coming together and being able to merge into sound to make other people sound better by being and vice versa is amazing. So yeah, I hope to get some more concerts again here. I think Blues Alley asked again, and I have to figure a few things out.
Okay. So
They usually come in.
so let me ask you this. At the end of the day, everyone has a perception of you. Family, friends, fans, everybody that you work with, musicians, but you run the show. What's your perception of you? Who do you think you are?
Oh gosh, who they think I am.
Who do you think you are? Yeah.
Oh, that's tough. I can only say who I hope to be,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Who I strive to be? Someone who, when they're there and present. Someone who doesn't just talk but stands behind what they do. And I want to be there for my friends and family. I will always be working a lot, but when I'm there, I want to be there. I want people to feel seen. I want people to want to make music with me and to want to spend time. I want people to be able to be themselves around me. If I can feel like people can just be themselves, that's one of the biggest compliments. And then if we can laugh together and, let go a little bit, that's an even bigger one.
Yeah. I love that answer. I'm going to put all of these links in the show notes. It was so great to get to know you. Thank you so much. Have a
Thank
great
you.
tour. I really appreciate it.
Thanks so much. Thank you for your time.
Jazz fans, Joe Domino here, the host of the weekly Neon Jazz radio show and regular interview series being produced and distributed from Lee Summit, Missouri. We are very excited to let you know about the second annual Lee Summit Jazz Festival taking place again this summer on June 28th at the Bridge Space, located at 210 Southwest Market Street in downtown Lee Summit. Following the success of the 2024 festival, the lineup will include Lee Summit students, Casey Area Youth Jazz, Paganova with Michael Pagan, Horoscope with Stan Kessler, Brad Gregory, Adam Larson, and the Lee Summit Jazz Orchestra. There will also be food trucks and vendors to round out a day of celebration. Early bird tickets are 2 for $30, and all details can be found at lsjazzfest.com. We can't wait to see you there.